Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Galant Bodybuilding, Mountain. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about, one thing is a technique that I commonly use quite a bit for mind-muscle activation, or at least a greater or deeper connection to the muscle that I'm trying to train. And another is a comment that was made that I'm going to answer. Somebody asked me, is there any benefit to getting a pump before lifting heavy weight? Now, a lot of times the pump is related to muscle mass gains. And as much as I think it can signal one part of the whole picture, I mean, it does signal that you are at least exerting the muscle and getting blood flow to the area. But if you concentrate on the pump first and you pump your muscle up as much as possible, and then you go to a maximum lift or something, there's a very strong possibility or reality really, that you will be exhausting the muscle long before you hit that heavy weight. And that's not the ideal goal if you're going to be lifting heavy. The ideal goal when you're lifting heavy is to warm up enough so that everything is moving properly, that you have circulation to the muscles and the joints, and everything is at optimal temperature and flexibility. But you don't want to warm up so much that you start to exhaust the pathways, and then therefore fatigue becomes the weak link in lifting heavy, instead of just you not having the strength, when you have all your faculties in a row, right? You have a perfect nervous system, you have all the energy at your disposal, and your groove is on point, and then you try to lift as heavy as you can for 6, 7, 8 reps, whatever it is. If you're trying to go for that PR set, you definitely want to preserve as much energy as possible before you hit that set. So when powerlifters pyramid up in weight, they're not exhausting themselves in the previous sets before they get to their goal lift, right? So they might do 5 or 6 sets of just a few reps, making sure everything's warm, but they're not exhausting themselves. So that way they're just tired by the time they get to the top set. You don't want to be tired. That's the point. So yeah, is there any benefit to pumping before you hit maximal weight? I would say no, not if you're trying to push yourself and be able to push the muscle into a deeper level of failure. Now, if you're going straight for hypertrophy, maybe you don't care about lifting the heavy weight. Maybe it's just about exhausting more the endurance fibers in your workout, and you're using some heavier weights, but you're not necessarily worried about getting all fast twitch fibers. You're okay with it being more of a hypertrophy-based workout. Then I'd say, yeah, sure, go get a pump and then get nice and warm and then, try some heavier weights. I mean, you still will get results. It's just that if you're really trying to refine that groove and get the best possible strength gains, that wouldn't be the way to do it. So that's all I got to say about that. Now I'm just doing a set of 225. Last night, I did sets with 295 at the gym on the flat bench for 4 sets. And now today I'm doing 225 on the bench here. And I'm only going to do about 3 sets just to pump up. But there's a reason why I'm doing that, and that is in alignment with what I said in the beginning of the video when it comes down to muscle activation. So here we go. Now I was doing short reps on purpose because I feel the chest in that area. So that's part of the activation of the pecs for me, right? I'm doing these short little reps, just getting the tension to concentrate right on the pecs. When I come up further, I start to engage the triceps and the delts. When I come down lower, I start to engage the delts. So that's why the reps are these shorter pumping reps. Now, would I do less reps if I was locking out all the way and coming down all the way? Yeah, for sure. I mean, there would be less reps, but there would be the same overall exhaustion in my system, but is the exhaustion concentrated on the muscle I want to hit? That's the whole point, right? So I'm trying to concentrate that on the exact area that I want to stimulate, which is the pec, right? And this is what does it for me. It'll be different for you. So don't try to emulate exactly what I'm doing. But one thing I want to draw attention to is that when you train a body part 2 days in a row, if you do a heavy day first, like say you do 4 or 5 sets or whatever, and you do pretty heavy, and by heavy I mean anywhere from 5 to 10 reps in your set, maybe even 12, as high as 12, and you do that exercise that day, then the next day you do the same exercise, but you do it, at about 60% of the weight or 50%, and you rep out, you'll notice a much larger pump and mind-muscle connection. And I know I said the pump isn't always related to muscle growth, but the mind-muscle connection and overall exhaustion in that area, you'll notice you'll be able to get a greater connection to it. And that does have some usefulness when it comes down to stimulating muscle growth. So yeah, I feel like there's some benefit to tearing down the muscle so that it's kind of sore, or at least a little bit tender. And then when you train the next day and you still stimulate those same fibers, but with higher reps, you could definitely get some sort of benefit. Now, another way to do this would be to do heavy benches one day and then the next day do some push-ups. That's just another way that you could cycle the reps around, like doing heavy one day and then light the next with the calisthenics. But I wouldn't say to do this every single day. Like I would still say, you just do this once in a while. When you train chest, then you do a light day after. But I would still say only to do this once in a while. I wouldn't recommend training chest every single day, or legs every single day, or back every single day. You will burn out, and you will basically defeat the whole purpose of the exercise, which is to stimulate and to annihilate the muscle, but at the same time, give it rest so that way it recovers. So that's what I do. I do a few sets sometimes after the day that I do heavy, and I notice there's a measurable benefit from it. So I hope this video helped you maximize your gains, whether it's hypertrophy or strength or just getting that mind-muscle connection. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgalantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.